Okay, wow. Welcome to Simple Ken special team episode. Guys, welcome to season 2. It's the end of season 2, actually. How would you know that? Because we don't tell you anything. But this episode is to kind of tell you the behind the scenes of what's happening. This is the team that makes it happen. Season 2, big credit, first of all, goes to Erushka, for she sorted. The polish you see in season 2 is mainly because of her. She was like, how do you do season 1? I said, it's not done. It happens. But with season 2, Erushka's brought this team together, and I will introduce the team. One person not here who's may have special mention to her. She was there for the first few episodes. Then I think she was in a boat, and the boat exploded. So. But we still think of you, Meher. I think she survived. Boat didn't survive. Erushka is here. Erushka is my manager, also the manager of Simple Ken season 2. Any words?
No, I'm good. I'll save them for the rest.
Yeah, she'll save it. Then we have Vivian, who has been there from season 1 also technically, for the big group episodes in Habitat we used to do. He's also the main editor and overseer of season 2. Vivian, you must know him from Drivers to Survive.
Yes.
Famous.
And also Vivian's been there from Chai Time as well, right? No, not Chai Time.
Not Chai
What's the
Time.
oldest project we've done? Do you remember?
I really don't remember.
Let's move on. Not memorable. And then we have Shreemayee, who came on as a producer since which episode? 5 or 6, I think. Do you remember that also? No, in the team, they don't keep track of the emotional stuff.
She came in after the boat incident.
After the boat
after
incident.
The boat incident.
Shreemayee also produces many podcasts, which we'll find out through the show. And I'm Kenny, the monetary producer, who's not made any money most of the time, but has most of the fun and host of the show. With this episode, we're almost touching 70 episodes of Simple Ken. Oh, wait!
I was so happy.
You know, it's sad because this is what happens also. People forget sound.
As usual.
We have Nishant. I'm so sorry, Nishant. Nishant actually has been here since season 1, since the first episodes. And Nishant actually gave the soundscape, mixed it, mastered it. And he's been there since Chai Time.
Yeah.
That's the oldest project we've done.
Yeah. I think 2016 is when we started working together. So it's been almost a decade. Yeah.
And I love the fact that he's still with me, because it's very special to work with people who've seen like the entire gamut. I mean, so is Shreemayee. Like Shreemayee is also a comic, but she doesn't, because it's a bad look now. It's a bad look.
Yeah.
All the specials I've written at some point has been written in her room as well. I mean, her room that she manages.
My room.
Not her bedroom, which is very inappropriate. So in this episode, actually, they didn't want to do this, but I wanted to. I wanted to show you the team that makes it happen. And also, they also really underplay how cool and how interesting and how challenging their job is. And it's very normal to them because they've been doing it for decades. More than 1 decade. They're not that old also.
No one has been doing it for decades.
Nishant, 10 plus.
Decades.
Erushka's close.
1 decade.
Yeah, 1 decade. Yeah.
Decade.
This is... Maybe I should have not done this episode.
Okay, clearly everyone's back and bad.
Getting roasted here. But yeah, also, if you are somebody who is interested in how the world of comedy and content works in Mumbai specifically, and also, like it's not spoken about because these guys are so most of the time behind the camera. But I think it's really interesting how they approach this profession, because if somebody asks me, hey, how do I become a podcast producer? How do I become, a DOP or an editor? How do I become into sound engineering or be a manager? Actually, there's nothing out there specifically for India. Yeah. And in India, it's like fully different, bro. So we will start with Vivian, because Vivian is the most experienced and the most talkative. It's a miracle I've got a word that I've not been interrupted so far by Vivian.
Yes.
It's a joke because Vivian's the opposite. And we also have an announcement at the end of the episode, so stick on for that. So Vivian, you've worked with pretty much every comedian. Pretty much everybody.
Yeah, I think
All the controversial ones, all the non-controversial ones.
my name is there on every controversial video.
Yeah. He's there actually. I think the amount of shows Vivian has seen is more than the amount of open mics I've done. It's mad.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you shoot videos and you edit pretty much most comics, comedy videos. How did you get into this world, and how are you still in so demand with all these comics? Because many people have come and gone. And if someone is getting into videography and wants to get into this particular circle of podcasting and comedy, what is an overall philosophy you follow? And do you think there are some additional skills than just videography and editing that you also need to survive in this business?
That's a long question.
Yeah, I'll keep reminding you if you forgot anything. Yeah.
I think I started about 9 years back. I remember my senior used to work at Habitat, and she wanted an off because her exams were coming up, and that's how I got into the scene. And that time, scale for comedy also was like slightly smaller. There weren't like so many shows, so many IPs also at that time.
Yeah.
So I think even shows wise, I also work at Habitat. That's why a lot of references will be there from there. I think we were also doing like only mostly weekend shows and some open mics here and there. And that's how I started. And then the senior passed out and she left and I just stuck by. So I think that's how I got into the field. And I was anyway doing mass media as a degree. So it always helped out.
So you qualified.
I guess if mass media still teaches you anything, then sure.
Yeah, they don't teach like videography and production.
Not really.
Oh.
At least when I was doing the degree, it wasn't this. Maybe now they do, but I think mass media, you always have to anyway go out in the field and practice hands-on.
Yeah.
So that.
Yeah, like how are you? I think you are like the go-to person for anybody who's shooting. Why do you think that? Does anybody know why Vivian is such a? I think Vivian is also very reliable and doesn't share his opinion on the show or show his disgust for the show. No, but generally, I think every Habitat weekend or any clip you've seen from Habitat, it could be relationship, it could be a show. I don't know if I should name anything, any panel show. Vivian's behind the camera. You've seen so many IPs being born
and stopped also.
Nice. But yeah, what is an additional skill you think that you had to develop that has nothing to do with videography and cameras?
I think any communication skills. I think people skills is a must because again, editing is something that you always do behind the laptop or a screen. Yeah. But again, you have to interact with people. You have to get the data. You have to like talk to comics for timestamps, for everything. So I think communication becomes important. And I think that is an organization. I pride myself on my organization skills in terms of transferring data, having files in one place. So I think the biggest compliment I can get is all my files are in one place.
Nice. I think that's a common thing with everyone in the team. Super organized.
Yeah. This team also like is through years of associations and filtering. I've found like such a nice bunch of people who are super dependable and reliable. And so I think you're seeing like the best people in the industry. Is there any other projects you've done you would like to mention with your consent? Because I was like, before I say it, you say the projects you've worked on.
I mean, I don't know.
Actually, I'm assuming you've done comedy and podcasting, but you do a lot of other things also.
I think mainly now comedy and podcasting, but apart from that, I've done like a bunch of freelance here and there. Yeah. So I think that's also the thing. If you're into videography, especially, you can't stick to one genre. Okay. Like technically, I would be recording like comedy or podcast the most, but that's not the only thing I should know how to do. Even if I'm going for maybe like brand shoot, then I should be able to at least know how to do it.
Yeah.
So again, it always helps to be a generalist in every way.
Got it. The next is to Erushka. Erushka, are you
dear.
ready? Erushka is my manager and also does a lot of things in LVC. So you also please tell me what else you do. But I know you specifically also train the new managers that come in, which is also crazy because the field of being a manager, comedy manager specifically, is there is no manual
Correct.
for it. And it's very different from an agent. An agent is someone who just gets deals and locks it for the comedian. But a manager is like who molds and takes the right decisions for the comedian, which could sometimes be not taking the deal. Well, an agent's like, hey, come on, do this gambling app ad or do this gutka thing. And the manager is like, don't do it. It's bad for you. Also, could you define what a manager does? How different is from your past role in pharmaceutical world?
That is true. I was there.
Yeah, and talk about what you love about this field. Because I didn't say what you hate about this field because we don't have enough time. And things about the field that most people actually are not aware of.
Okay, very long question.
Yeah.
I'll probably ask you to help me again.
First is, what do you do in LVC and you...
As a manager, okay.
Yeah.
I think, firstly, when people talk about what a manager does, it's kind of assumed that you do a lot of calls and you're just negotiating deals or you're locking stuff.
Yeah.
But there's so much more to it. You're, I guess, a part-time... I mean, you're obviously like a friend, but you're also like a part-time person who would...
Just this show, for example, when Erushka and I started working 2.5 years ago, and before that I had another manager, Oswal, and before that I had many more managers. And I think her first question was, what are the projects you want to do? And I said, I would love to continue doing Simple Can. So she's like, okay, how do we improve it? And I was like, it'll be nice to make it more organized and have more consistent editing and look and all. But it's tough to do all that. And she's like, why is it tough? I said, I have to manage. And she's like, okay, what environment do you need so that you can do this? Because I also had Emily.
Yeah, I think one of the things, like apart from it, it's also like the planning. You end up planning a lot, like just strategizing, or even if it's with touring, like technically, like you're traveling with, like I travel with you a lot, or help.
That's the live part also.
Yeah, or produce shows and things like that. And I think for me personally, I would say the most important thing is to sort of understand the artist that you're working with, what they like to do, things that matter to them, and sort of then work around that. So once I've understood that about you, it's easier for me to think of brand deals or even like longer term, maybe like you were mentioning, career decisions kind of revolve around that, things that you value.
Yeah.
And the same with whether it's live touring as well, to kind of help build stuff that you are interested in. So I think that's a major role that a manager plays. And also, it's kind of giving you space to do what you do best without having to worry about like other things. Because if I'm sorting everything, then you can do your thing.
Exactly.
And like you don't have to focus on
that's what I was
everything
promised early in my career, that a manager will let you just focus on the artistry part.
Yeah.
But unfortunately in India, or even in the online world, like as you said, you have to be a generalist.
Correct.
You have to think about being your own marketing manager, be your own editor, be your own whatever. But actually a good manager kind of offloads the business aspects, because my mind is not tuned for business, it's more tuned for like creating a funny video or creative video. So when you have an expert from that world being like, and who understands my creative goals, but she's like, but this is how we can strategize better for the long term. Long term is the key, because a bad manager just thinks short term, and then the artist's career tanks, and they're like, whoops. But I think it's tough, it's very tough to say no.
That is true, especially if the money is great.
Yeah. So and
like the rest. In LVC, I mean, one of the things I do is train newer people who come into the company also to be a manager. And it's, like you said, it's tough because in this line of work, there's no manual.
Yeah.
So it's also very defined by the people you work with. So every artist is also different. So while you can create a guideline or an SOP, you kind of can't just follow it because it's a lot about reading the room, reading people, and sort of figuring that. But I think what I focused on doing is sort of building systems and then kind of helping people use those systems or follow them, but constantly having a feedback loop so that you kind of understand where the gaps are and then work with that to, I guess, plug the gaps, but also learn. It's a lot of like creating systems, but also learning as you go and adapting. I think that's something, because usually I'm like a planner and I stick to the plan, but this industry has also taught me that sometimes you have to also go with the flow. So yeah, I think
because it's insane that you're making a system, because the system you can make when the variables are constant.
There are no variables.
But like one artist might like want a manager who's like a buddy. Is like, bro, you come with me drinking, we go partying together, we do show together. Another artist like, no, we only talk about business. And how do you create a system like that? And our lives are intertwined. Like when you go on tour, the manager's traveling with you on all these shows. They're also like getting tired with you. They're also like seeing the whole thing. So it's an insane thing. When she was telling me she's trying to make a system, I was like, because there's no one right way to do it. And as you said, you have to adapt. And what is your favorite thing about this field, other than the artists you manage?
I think because you mentioned I worked in pharma before, so one of the reasons I left actually is because I found it very monotonous. And I couldn't interact with a lot of people because I used to work in a lab in R&D. And here, every single day, first of all, every single day is a new day. So, like, new challenges, new people you're meeting, and I love that. Like, I honestly love that about this job. But apart from that side of things, it's also, I love to see a comic have an idea and then just to see that process, the whole process of how you workshop it and see the show build, and then when it's finally ready and it's taped, like everybody gets to see it and millions of people are seeing that, but to be privy to that process, I love that. Like that's the most exciting part for me, I think.
And what is something about the field you feel most people don't know?
I think often people just assume that stuff starts and ends with the show itself. But there's so much that goes on before, sometimes like months before, like all of the planning that goes in, or maybe just budgeting or seeing or just getting availability for stuff to like see if it can even happen. And then even once the show is over, it's not over for me. Like you'll sort your vendors.
A lot of paperwork.
The P&Ls, just figuring things after that. Or even if we're done with the show, there's the next show. There's the next, like sorting boarding passes or flights, and then actually getting to the city and then sorting for the other things. So I think that's one of the things people don't understand. It just seems very like glamorous. That's you get to travel everywhere, you get to stay here, you get to meet celebrities and things. But there's a lot that goes on before and after.
Like when an audience member is DM saying, hey, do a show in Chennai on Sunday. It's like, brother, you should have texted us 6 months before to check for permission. Ali, to be fair, the only one who has a glamorous life here is Nishant, actually, which we'll get to. Nishant's like, what are you talking about, man? I just ride in on my bike before the show. Nishant, you have more time because now we have Shreemayee. So to Shreemayee, you produced this show. And many other shows.
That's true.
You also, like others, you have worked with many artists, actors and comedians. Actors being a favorite, by the way.
Actors?
I mean, you have worked with, on some extent.
Sure, if you are an actor.
What the Yes, I identify as an actor. You have done stand-up yourself. And could you describe what makes a good producer? Things that you do yourself as well. How you get gigs, how you grow in this field. Because technically you are a teacher. Like you do that, right? You do that online. Teach for India only, no?
No. So I came to Bombay to do Teach for India. I was supposed to be here for a 2-year fellowship. And then I just stayed on in Bombay and now it's been 11 years.
Crazy.
Wow. Where were you before that?
I grew up in Calcutta and then I studied in Delhi. So been everywhere.
There's some rough cities she's been in.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a gag.
That's why I'm sad all the time.
A gag we have is Shreemayee really praises Calcutta all the time, and I keep dissing it. But I love that city for whatever it has.
Yeah, it has great food.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has the
Actually,
best
both the cities,
food.
Calcutta and Delhi,
Delhi.
both
That's
have
true. Delhi also
very
has great food.
Yeah.
Calcutta has amazing food, and it's so cheap.
It does. Because the economy is not doing that.
Well, now there's been a change anyway.
Snip, snip.
Say I told you she's a comedian. Yeah. But yeah. So you came, so how, could you describe what makes a good producer? Also, why you are doing this apart from teaching, which obviously very fulfilling for you.
Yeah, I think, I think like everyone, it just sort of happened by accident that I came into this because I came to Bombay to teach. I had never seen stand-up before.
Yeah.
And because I used to have afternoon school. So in Bombay, they have this thing where they have school from like 12 o'clock to 5 o'clock or something. So I had that afternoon shift, which was great because I had the whole evening free to do whatever I wanted. And then the next morning, I could still prep for class.
Yeah.
So those evenings...
So you teach English?
So when I was at Teach for India, I used to teach everything
Okay.
because I used to teach grades like 3 to 5 and you don't have like all of that. So then I started watching stand-up. I watched so much stand-up that everyone was like, perform. Then I got into performing. Then I realized that's not for me. So I got into organizing.
Yeah.
And one thing led to another. And then I was asked to produce quizzing for KV.
Yeah.
So everything kind of happened by accident. And then I ended up producing podcasts and panel shows and live stand-up shows as well.
What do you enjoy producing the most?
All of it. Like it's like what Vivian said. For me, they're all the same. Whether it's a podcast or a live stand-up show. Or,
Live is more like high stakes, no?
I mean, I don't do such big shows as you guys do. I usually do like 50, 100 seaters, which has its own like fun.
They're the most fun.
Yeah.
And
And then you can just
amount.
like really do like a lot of experimental stuff and really maybe even sometimes say stuff that you maybe wouldn't in a bigger show.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
That's true. Actually, Shreemayee's open mics that she organizes are known for having creative formats like improv and...
We don't do improv.
Oh, I forgot Shreemayee doesn't like improv.
Damn.
You
Hot
guys
take.
did a lot of improv for somebody who hates improv. A lot of improv formats.
They're all comedy formats, but yeah.
Yeah, and also do you credit like the debate, Grin does a debate show.
Yeah, we
And-
do a debate show.
Yeah.
Quizzing started there. Rahul Subramanian's crowdwork show started with us.
Yeah.
So
you're to blame.
yes, it's my fault actually. I praised
Rahul.
Rahul too much. I'm sorry.
But it's favorite memories of shows have been in Grin only. And yeah, what is... I had one more thing to ask you. Yeah, so how do you navigate and get... You said I got into producing.
Yeah.
How do you get these gigs? How do you go beyond what you're doing? already?
If somebody knows, they can tell me because I'm also looking for work all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get gigs. It's for me, everything's like today I was sort of like thinking about this because I knew I had to come here and say something.
Yeah.
And I was like, I genuinely don't know how to get gigs or anything. It's just everything has been like so like accidental. And someone has maybe like seen your work somewhere or seen you on set and then said that, hey, do you want to produce something for me as well? And that's how you just end up
I think
getting
it's
some
because
work.
it's yours. You're so sorted and things.
I think it's like the quality of work and
Quality
also how
of work.
you are as a person to like be around. And if it's very chill and nice.
But do you also feel like being in Bombay, like as a city, like it really helps, like to like connect with all the people and like work here?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I've never worked anywhere else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think definitely Bombay also has that vibe that makes you feel like I have to go out and do stuff. And because you have to pay rent.
Yeah, it's also the best place for work in like a gig work.
Yeah.
It's too good. Like everybody really appreciates someone being professional and
And also everyone's so nice all the time.
they're very nice.
Mostly.
Yeah. As a woman, no, I'm just kidding. But that's also something you have to navigate. Like stand-up is unfortunately a late night kind of thing. Like most shows are at night and they're in like small venues and you have like one or two people in the venue helping you. Have you felt like it's easier and better in Mumbai?
Probably.
I don't want to diss Calcutta or Delhi or anything. I'm just saying in general.
I'm sure it makes a difference. Like I only notice it when I travel to other cities. Like if I'm producing a show in another city, that's when it occurs to me that, I have to think about how do I get back to the hotel or wherever I'm staying.
Oh.
In Bombay, it's just like you don't even think if you're out at
that's true.
1, 2 a.m. Bombay really spoils you that way. Like recently, you were doing a show with us and we were out having dinner till quite late. And I think by the time I reached home, it was about 1. And my mom is staying with me right now and she freaked out. But for me, it's just like every other day. So if you're not from Bombay, I feel like you don't realize how accessible and easy and convenient.
Was she upset that we didn't call her for dinner?
No. Maybe that was the problem.
No, the reason I brought this up because in Bangalore, I distinctly remember when we used to do an open mic, and then maybe like a woman from the audience would be like, "Hey, I would like to try it out."
Yeah.
And they're like, "When should I come for the open mic?" I'm like, "Oh, usually 8:39." She's like, 8:39.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh, it never occurred to me that that's a bad time."
Yeah. Actually, I realized that at one of your shows that you were doing with us, and I think that was like an 8 or 9 p.m. show, and you were doing crowd interaction, and somebody said that, I have to go back home early because of curfew and things like that, and it had never really occurred to me because we have actually always do shows at.
We have preponed all our shows in the last tour we did, which we mentioned also. Also because of parents, I was like, I became more empathetic towards parents. Like it's easier for them to get a babysitter at 3 in the afternoon than 7 in the evening. But then a lot of women are also like, hey, I don't have to now lie that I'm going to my friend's house. I can just go for a show at 3 and be home by 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Which is really weird and sad that we still have to think about that. Thanks, Shreemayee. And finally, we're coming to the star of the show. Nishant and I are I think our friendship is also niche because we talk about things that even in a video industry, people still don't prioritize. I think our favorite topic is to share a video where the sound is bad. We're like, can you believe this big ass famous video has bad
super
sound?
huge productions, like
huge
actually,
production.
yeah, that's happening.
Nobody
everywhere.
thinks of the sound.
It's sad.
It's sad.
But I have accepted it now. Like I'm not feeling too bad about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's fine. This is how the world is. It'll take another 15 years for people to realize this.
15?
Yeah, at least.
Also, I didn't mention Nishant's also a musician and a very...
Little bit. Not a great one. An average musician, but yeah.
Lies.
Could you talk about your band as well before I ask you your question?
So the band is with Mr. Piyush Mishra, who himself is a brilliant actor, writer, and a musician and a composer. So the band is called Balli Maran, and we make songs together. We travel all over the world together.
Damn.
And
is it glamorous?
It is actually. I won't deny that. It's really good because we get to travel so much, and the entire group is actually very, very like a bunch of very sweet people.
Yeah.
And great musicians. So what I did actually when I formed the band, I got all the musicians who are like much superior than how I am, because I am actually very self-aware as a person. So I knew that I couldn't do justice to the band, like taking it to like another level. And every time that I was going to the concert, I was like seeing that the experience of going to the concert was not as great because it's not sounding so good.
Okay.
But most people, they forget actually in the live concert or a show, like it's not just about the PA system or it's about the sound engineer. It's also the musicians who are playing. Like in abroad, like in the US, when I have gone to see the shows, the musicians everywhere, even if I'm going to like a small blues bar, the musicians are so good.
True.
So that like really changes everything. So if the input is not good, the output is not going to be amazing at all.
Fair enough.
So that's one thing like which like really changed for me, like when I was traveling and going to all these concerts.
Sorry, just to cut you off, I have a friend who's an actor from Bangalore. She's in Bombay, Aditi Kalkunte, and she put a reel recently saying that, all us actors give countless auditions and somehow you get a role in the movie. But she's like, who's auditioning the writer and the director?
Yeah.
They are just like getting through contacts and nobody's making them go through this rigorous process of rewriting, rejections and all. Like, it's not a generalized thing, but it's true. Like, I think even I never realized that, hey, is the musician the best you can get
Yeah.
versus
Because-
like getting the best mic and the best
Correct, because
processors?
actually the difference is because musicians over there, they've been learning since they were young.
That's true.
So the sense of harmony is much better over there.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to accept that.
Yeah.
And so that's why like when I was forming the band, I got like some really amazing musicians to work with, because I think in my head, I mean, I don't know if I'll get a band to say that, but like the idea of Coke Studio Pakistan,
Yeah.
like their production, their mastering, all of that happens in London.
Oh.
So I mean, like everything, like the
That's a very
quality-
common thing. A lot of Indian bands send their
Yeah,
albums
even
to
it's happening
mastering.
here also, and it's been happening for a while, because most of the mastering engineers, the good ones, are actually in UK or US.
Okay.
Even Canada has like some really amazing mastering engineers.
Oh.
But mastering is a concept most people don't even understand.
Yes. What is mastering, if you could explain to a layman? Mixing and mastering.
Okay, so mixing is basically when I have all the tracks with me to basically cut down all the bad frequencies.
Okay.
Compressing it so that it's actually in the limits of to be able to go to a mastering stage.
Okay.
So like putting all those tracks together, making it sound good.
Yeah.
So even a mix will sound good to you, but
Good.
the mastering is actually done for the primary, all the platforms. If it has to go on Spotify, if it has
Oh.
to like, we have to burn a CD for that.
Or if it sounds good on earphones or a computer, laptop
or a
speaker
mobile.
or
Yeah,
mobile.
yeah. So you really have to master, because what I see, in fact, in India also, like most of the people, they are just mixing and not really mastering.
So they're just doing the levels, that bare
Correct,
minimum
correct.
levels. Yeah.
So that's why, like when you watch like a video, you have to like really boost the level, and
Correct.
then the laptop speakers are damaged after
Yeah.
some time.
Yeah.
So if you master the audio properly, the laptop speakers won't get harmed.
Yeah,
So
now
that's
you
what it
know.
is.
Now you know. Now you know how nerded out me and Nishant get.
Yeah. No one really cares about it even now, but yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like, I think anytime, even when Erushka and I started working, I said, "Hey, the reel has been approved by the brand. I just need a day to master the sound."
And that was
Like,
actually very new to me
yeah,
at the
and
start.
a day. Like now, like editors have become so fast. Like sound still like takes some time. And then like, what is this additional process? Just you wait and see. And luckily, Erushka also appreciates good sound. She's like, oh, it's actually really transformed the video, especially stand up.
Yeah.
That audience, like Nishant and I for 10 years have been slowly adjusting a very nice balance of
Yeah.
comic voice and audience sound. And it's very subjective also.
Yeah.
And you've been in Chai Time with me. We met in a very interesting venue called Cuckoo Club.
Yeah. The amazing venue.
Yeah.
Actually, shout out to Sudeep and
Yeah.
Sharon also. I mean, they
Too.
built like a really beautiful space. And,
Yeah.
And I think they allowed everyone to like experiment over there. Even I think Chai Time, when you started, it was kind of an experiment for you
It was.
also, because we didn't know how big it will become
Correct.
like later, and people went like mad over it.
It was crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I was also very young, so even I didn't understand. But it was a show that even Nishant, even till now, last show for Tempo Tandems, our comedy special, he was seriously, he's like, can he just start Chai Time again?
Please.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Petition to
Just
bring
write down.
back Chai
Yeah.
Time, guys.
If
Come
I get the
on.
OG team, we'll do it.
Yeah. Even actually, it was like a very collaborative
Yeah, it was.
thing. Like Sudeep will come at like 3 o'clock. He's like, "Aaj chai time ho raha hai. Ab, like let's do something."
Yeah.
And then your DOP, I'm forgetting his name.
Akshay.
Akshay Pillai. Then he'll come and he'll be like, "Hey, chalo green room mein kya rakha hai? Yahan rakhte hain, yahan rakhte hain." And like it was like a really.
I was
and
like, I
he-
need a bowl for this, I need a hat for this, and then the crew
Yeah,
used to
yeah.
like, oh shit.
and then he wanted to pay in some time.
Yeah.
I don't know what all was happening. He
Yeah.
also shaved once. I
Yeah,
remember.
shaved once. Yeah. It was, to be honest, I think that naivety I had also helped the show. Now I would second guess it so much.
Yeah.
Back then I was like, let's do it, bros. But that's also what I love about this team also. Like, everybody gives such like great inputs. Like Vivian will tell me something, Erushka will tell me, Shreemayee will tell me something. Shreemayee will be like, are you sure? Nishant will be like, hey, why don't you do this? So it's like, that's why people really take it for granted, the kind of team and people you have.
No, but it's also your quality, because you take that feedback and
I was waiting for this point.
Yeah.
No
one is saying this. I don't know what all they're doing.
Nobody's saying this.
Because most people get like really pissed,
Yeah.
and I think you have that. In fact, since the beginning that I've known you, I think you have that energy of like being curious and wanting to like know more.
Yeah.
And the way that you interact with audiences also,
Yeah.
I think, and I've told you this many times, that the things that you remember, when
Yeah.
you're speaking to like an audience member, that someone's coming again to your show, you'll remember their name, what they do and everything, and then you'll make a song out of it. So all those things, I think it's also your quality, because you really take that feedback in a good way.
Thank you.
And you take out like all the good things out of it. So I think it's
because I've seen what happens when you're surrounded by yes men, and it's such a sad thing, because I love doing this, and the last thing I want is to kind of go into one bubble or cocoon, because it's actually very tough to sometimes I also like put my foot down, like I really want to do this, even if everybody's not convinced. But at the same time, I am doing it for audience only, and everybody can actually say something that the audience is thinking that I have not thought of, again, because my brain's thinking about so many other things. So it's always interesting when somebody it also shows me that my crew's invested. They're also thinking. So it makes me also happy when my crew's also like, why are we doing like this? Why can't we try this? And I also feel like our brain is so used to least paths of resistance. So I'm just like, oh man, okay, let's try it. But then I don't have that energy because I'm exhausted writing. But if like Shreemayee says like, can we improve, how this looks? Because I'm like, I don't have that energy to think about the curtain in the back. Or Erushka is like, hey, can we think of making this more easy to pitch? I'm like, oh, this also I have to think. But that's why I have a team, so that they can think about it. Like just now before the show, Nishant's like, we should try a lapel mic. So, we don't have so many mic stands. Vivian is too busy with other comics, so he doesn't think about our show anymore.
No, but I was actually going to say, I feel like everyone has a different way of working, and I think you are a little more detached to your work, so you allow other people to come in and make it a collaborative effort.
It's a backhanded compliment.
No, because although I'm not a musician, but I've had conversations with you on Tempo Tantrums also, which is primarily a music-based show, right?
Yeah.
Like even the order of the songs and even all of those things. So I feel because you let people in on the work process, it makes it more fun also.
Yeah. No, it's actually also why I've not gone crazy. I think if my only identity was stand-up comedian, I think I would have gone a little crazy. Because I in my brain, I look at myself as an artist because I have an art degree. So I'm like, I paint also, I sing also, I edit, I shoot, and I do stand-up. So when someone gives me feedback, it doesn't hurt as much as someone, like I'll give a good example, like Biswa identifies himself as a stand-up comedian. So he's very hard on himself. So if a show or joke doesn't work, he has I'm just again projecting, maybe he's fine. But I feel like he has two things to do. One is to get over that pain of like, I have failed in this joke writing goal. And second, how do I improve it? I can kind of get over that quickly, that, okay, I failed in this show. And I quickly get to like, what can we do now? Which has kept me sane. And to really like pivot suddenly, I can do it because it's not my identity. But I also feel like maybe that's why I'm not a great comic, because it's not my entire identity. And I think you need that level of obsession as a musician or craziness, but it's okay. I'm fine with it. So I also want to do like a season review of Simple Can. So I'm gonna I think season 2 was a pretty big departure, and I never addressed it also. Like a lot of the audience members were like, hey man, we missed those old episodes where you were just talking to camera. I just want to clarify, like that's not what I wanted to do. That happened because of COVID. Simple Can was always something where I would get friends and I would like, have conversation, pick their brains. And then COVID forced me to do it, and I think it was the right thing for that time. It became like a journal.
I think you did a lot of episodes with Naveen during that time.
Yeah, because we were living together.
Yeah.
And Naveen also used to be like, Macha, this is how you invite me, because you have no one else to call. And I'm like, yes. Those were fun as well. Like we were just chilling and describing our feelings of being in a lockdown. So I think this season, actually what I wanted to do with the show was also maybe call people who I admire, who I don't know, and also have, like a nice clean setup. With even like running by questions with Shreemayee has been nice, because again, it's like I used to write it and just for context, I used to shoot and edit. And the only other team member I had was Nishant. Now I have like so much help, so it's like great. I can actually just switch off and focus on the present.
And we can post regularly.
You can post regularly is very important, which audience members always complain, because before I used to do 4 in a month, then it became 1 in 2 months. And then the audience papa, they also like, Kenny. But this season, if you've noticed, is every 2 weeks, which also I have messed up here and there. And we also then branched off into a live format, which is 2 types, which also the team also encouraged, saying that I was like, a lot of audiences are saying, why don't you do Simplecan live? And then I was like, I don't know, if you do live, it has to be different. And then they were like, okay, what are you thinking of? I said, we used to do debate at Grin, and that was a lot of fun. And I was like, yeah, but it needs like a little more game show format. And we sat down. One thing was that it has to be an original concept. It can't be just a Western concept.
Inspired by.
Yeah, rebranded, which is very insulting to how creative Indian comedians are. We are better than that. Just want to get that out of my... Yeah. So, we're going to do a quick recap of season 2. You can quickly tell me your thoughts about each episode. It opened with a very sweet thing with Tracy.
Yeah.
I think it was the best way to start season 2.
That is true.
Tracy, actually, I always wanted her to come on the show, but she was obviously rightfully camera shy, and she's not from this world. She's a dentist. And one day she was like, hey, I think I'm ready to come on Simplecan. I said, really? She's like, yeah, I want to come on the show. I was like, awesome. And then we were also discussing the new season. And I'm very careful about showing my family. So it's very consensual. Like even Tom Fuller has a lot of jokes about my wife. She knows about it. What do you guys think of the Tracy episode?
I absolutely loved
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. A lot of people like the friendship dynamic we have. Actually, I hate her, but I have to look like I love her in the camera.
That's why I said you're an actor.
Yeah, that's true. Tracy also came back.
Yeah.
And this was, I think when we interviewed Tracy, she was like, Emily was 3 months or 4 months. So she was like peak, no sleep.
It was also Mother's Day the first time Tracy came.
Oh yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Vivian remembers. He's pretty smooth with all of this. And then when we came back later, Tracy was also like used to the camera, and she got a lot of compliments from, which is also very sadly a worry of having your spouse come online. Like you get a lot of hate also sometimes. Like people
But a lot of
criticize.
people asked for her to come back, and we were ready with that, so that was great. Yeah.
We give you what you want, except full English subtitles for the whole episode. We don't have the budget for that. Then we got Karthikeya, which was actually a personal dream of mine and the purpose of Simplecan, where I watched them silently on YouTube, but I was like, how can I interact with them? Then I called him up and I said, would you please come? And he was like, okay, man, because he's deep into the motoring world. A lot of people don't know I'm a huge motorhead. Vivian knows, Erushka knows. Nishant, I think we've discussed mostly electronic gear. Shreemayee doesn't care.
There are proper demarcations.
Yes, I know who I can talk
I think you
about.
have a category for every friend.
Yeah.
Yes.
All your friends can't be everything.
That's true. That's poignant. Poignant. Your friends can't be everything. So that is also lovely to mix those two worlds. And also like something that happens in the podcast world is like the same guest is kind of doing all the podcasts. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to get someone that... But luckily Karthik is also great in front of camera. That was really fulfilling. We're good friends now, which is a nice perk of doing a podcast. You become friends.
I think for that episode, it's very nice because when we see you talking about cars and bikes, you just light up. It's a different side of you.
Yeah, I do. My Tracy poor thing is fed up.
You had that twinkle in your eye.
I know it brings a lot of joy. Then we had Kanan, which is like Shreemayee is the only time she's happy. Is when she's like, when's Kanan coming? Which episode is Kanan coming?
That's not true at all.
But you and Kanan have like a very good energy.
Yeah.
Even with the sketch comedy and all, I mean, I really...
That's true.
Yeah.
It's like
Love
a rewatch.
sketchy.
And I think it's the only way the audience gets to see Kanan now.
That is true.
It's the only show Kanan does. A lot of people wonder why Kanan doesn't come on a lot of panel shows. Is because he's not comfortable doing them. I think he's very sweet. He comes on Simple Can because I emotionally blackmail him. Yeah. And then we had Rohan Joshi 1 and 2, which also was long overdue, and it did really well.
Yeah.
And we're going to do part 3 to close the trilogy. I think you've worked with Rohan a lot as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty much good everywhere.
Yeah.
You can put him everywhere.
Very
And
fun in general.
He's like the aloo of the vegetable world.
damn, these backhanded compliments.
He doesn't like aloo.
But
It's a great compliment.
Yeah. He came a joke funeral and said he doesn't like aloo.
oh shit, I'm so sorry.
Anyway,
Wow.
I really love the Rohan Joshi episodes. He's also so like articulate,
Yeah.
but so insightful.
Very deep.
And silly.
Yeah.
And silly.
Yeah.
Can be silly
Yeah.
also.
Yeah. And
Which-
so funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very fun.
True.
And again, very easy to work with.
Yeah.
It's very professional. He comes and does his job, always in a great mood.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's
And then
awesome.
he gave us whatever he spoke about, like his insight on love and things like that, which also did
I really
well.
like that.
We
Yeah.
got a lot of zaddy comments.
No, it is also
Oh
a
my
KD
God.
question.
It was a lot of zaddy comments. That's how I found out what it
Please, Shreemayee, you know what Zaddy is. She's a huge Shah Rukh Khan fan. Anyway. But yeah, it was also a KD question to ask him. It's a personal question,
of
like,
course.
hey,
But he was great at
yeah,
it.
it was a very lovely answer.
Sometimes I take like screenshots of like comments where people are like thirsting after Rohan Joshi, and I send that to him saying, "Can you believe this?"
Yeah, he's actually kind of unaware. Or, I mean, he does take a lot of shirtless stories, but he's very unaware of how
That's
attractive
the
he is.
only thing I don't. I actually don't like his new hairstyle either.
I like his hairstyle a lot.
I hate his hairstyle.
I told him not to cut it for the next one.
Oh no, this is your fault.
It looks good.
I
Yeah.
told him to cut. Every time I see him, I tell him to comb his hair and cut it.
Wow.
These Bengalis are all the same.
Yeah, dude, that's
You know
the
what?
most mom thing.
Yeah.
Shreemayee.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's
comb
true.
your hair,
You know,
cut your
I
hair.
met Kanan recently, and he told me that when you are very depressed, you become more compassionate in life, okay? Because you understand that other people are also going through something.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay, but I was telling him that no, when I'm depressed, I just become judgmental because I'm like, what excuse do you have?
Oh.
And it was the same day that I met Rohan Joshi, and I was like, please cut your hair, just immediately.
Then we had Yashraj, which again was like somebody who's not from the comedy field, but Yashraj is a huge comedy fan, and we were friends on Instagram. And Yashraj is obviously very famous for his songs that he makes. And you know what was interesting about him? He had a very practical approach to brands, and I think comics have this guilt.
Yeah.
Which when it comes to like making money through collab or and Yashraj was like, but it's a job and
I don't think comics have that guilt anymore.
not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I think it's just our generation because we got a lot of like pushback from the audience saying you're a sellout and all. Now it's flipped. Now it's like get that bag, which is good. Thanks, but
Great.
then we had Kusha, which also did really well.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just want one podcast experience for Kusha where she's not used as bait for a controversy.
And she has a good time on
Yeah.
like just being herself.
Yeah, being herself. Because Kusha is super fun in person. And she's like one behemoth in terms of like business strategy. And she does this scary thing of acting like, oh, I don't know what I'm... She's like very smart.
Yeah.
And I think I saw some article or something, right? It was very sad. She said, I'm scared to go on shows and podcasts. And I was like, hey, all comics are not mean. There's some of us who are like chill and welcoming. And the comedy scene is actually very, maybe not now, but I'm talking about my circle. There's a lot of mutual respect and a lot of mutual admiration and awe also for people. So having Kusha on was nice. I think people got to see a side of her we spoke about her Delhi house and how she loves food and it was nice. Ritviz? Yeah. Ritviz is someone who's actually camera shy. And he was also very worried, hey, what if I say the wrong thing? Like some people in the show today. But I was like, told him the same thing. Hey, we'll edit it, bro.
Yeah.
Which is also another thing, unfortunately, that's happening where many podcasts where they want to get an aha moment.
Yeah.
And they clip it and that guest never comes back.
Correct.
And the goal of this is let's not trap people. But Ritviz is again an incredibly talented person that that I got to meet right in the beginning.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
also,
you all spoke about that,
Yeah.
like your first meeting, and then
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
like that, how your respective careers and like friendship
yeah.
have evolved, and that was very very interesting to see like artists who started out pretty much at the same time, and
We've had, I think, 2-3 musicians on this season, which I'm very proud of.
yeah,
Yeah.
Which
Jonathan.
We're
Jonathan.
Yeah, Junita also. Like, Junita episode was crazy. The comment section was like, I don't know what's going on, but I love it. And Junita, to be fair, warned me. She's like, yo, I'm pretty random. I will say something. I was like, come on. And it was the most challenging episode for me because I'm used to comics.
Yeah.
I think it threw me off that she's funny and
Yeah, it's
sarcastic.
like dry British humor.
Yeah,
kind of funny,
very
so it's
dry
different.
humor. And so many times I misunderstood that she was joking. She also had amazing insights.
Yeah.
I think one of the reels of like the
The
decibel
decibels
level.
thing, I love
That
that
did-
because I had no idea.
Yeah.
yeah, same.
Yeah, so that's also like something I'm proud of that. I think Me has a podcast where exclusively interviews comedians, but then it's become so niche that regular people don't see it. Like only people who are interested in music. I think Simplecan has a huge regular audience, like who's just open to everything. So having like musicians talk about, and even Karthik talking about cars.
Yeah.
The clip about driving in Dubai went viral. That in Dubai you don't have to think, and here we do so much thinking. Then we had Kunal Khemu.
Oh, yeah.
Erushka specifically came for that episode.
That's not true. I happened to be there, but it's literally the only episode I was there for.
Yeah.
In the entire season.
Because actually Erushka is based in Goa, so she has the best work-life balance of all of us. Kunal Khemu was again Bollywood feature of the season,
Yeah.
which is also the most level-headed person you can speak to.
Yeah.
Superb guy.
So chill.
He's
So
very
chill.
Came.
Yeah, he came and had great answers for everything. And he doesn't give the answer that everybody's giving right now.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite things of Kunal Khemu online is somebody asked him, what do you think about this manosphere, masculine, whatever, alpha thing that's going on? And he had a very great answer of like, tu karna fir, challenge everybody, start fights. Let's see how alpha and man. He's like, there's a lot of alphaness and restraint and being the bigger person. So very cool guy. Then we had John Marco.
Oh, yeah.
Which was, it took 2 years in the making.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go to the US and we had set up something. He was not in town. And then he came to India. So he was the first international comic.
Yeah.
Man, this season is pretty crazy, man. And he was lovely to
And
talk.
great with kids. Like,
Yeah, he was obsessed with
loved
Emily.
him.
Yeah, and he's just such a sweetheart. He just loves India.
Yeah.
He did everything possible in Mumbai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went to Racecourse Road. He did yoga in Pali Hill. He did everything. He went to the early morning market in Dadar and all.
The flower market.
Flower market. He did. He was awesome. Then you guys asked for a solo episode, and Vivian and I did it, and nobody saw it. We got like the lowest viewership of the season, which I knew would happen, but I just did it to be like, bro, it's gone. The COVID era is gone. But Vivian and I were discussing, if you guys really want, we could do a member only thing or a live thing. So you can be a member and we can do a live. And I think you really enjoy how I answer your questions in that. So that also, like, that format is unbeatable. The let's ask a question and then answer it. But I think most of my answers just end up being go for therapy. Just go for therapy. Yes. Then we had my dad episode.
Oh, that was very sweet.
Yeah, I'm still getting messages. And my dad loves that episode. yeah, my dad's really happy that he got to do this. And he looks at all the comments. And he's like, hey, I got new comment. Check it out. And he sent it to all his friends. So, adorable episode. And guess what? After that, I got a request for Nandini episode. My mom-in-law, who's perfect for camera.
This is true.
So we're going to get Nandini also in the next season. We'll get Nandini. But yeah, I think having my dad, you could see my influence of my life from him. And because of the dad, we also had the father's episode,
Yeah.
which with all the heavy hitters. We had Anirban, sober, I think, for that episode. Sorry,
don't
Anubhav. Sorry for the
We would like to believe.
low-hanging fruit joke. Then we had Biswa, we had Vaibhav, we had Sapan.
Yeah.
We never had Sapan on, we had never had Vaibhav on.
Yeah.
Biswa and Anirban have come. I did an episode with Anirban in the previous season before having the kid. And it's kind of like the wrong person to talk to. Because Anirban, like, on a serious note, he's like, yeah, obviously, parenthood and fatherhood is tough. But he doesn't want to acknowledge that. He just wants to be silly, which is what makes him so fun. That episode we showed in the same kind of...
Yeah.
It was very fun.
That was a great episode,
Yeah.
I felt. Like, you really got a different sense of all these comedians who you've sort of seen.
Correct.
And a lot of the comments also said that, we've been seeing them since they were kids. And it's
Yeah.
like, we've seen them grow up and become dads.
Yeah, and the fact that all of us were allowed to become dads shows how messed up.
I think you guys are great dads. Like,
Yeah.
whatever I see of you and Biswa, and
Yeah,
I'm not close to everybody, of course, but it's amazing. And of course, it helps that you guys also have really cute kids.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I also think that we get a very up close view of you and your family, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we keep coming here
We
for
should have
edits.
known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
always fun. Like I remember the first time Tracy also came, it was that zone where you both were like, dude, I'm awake, she's also awake. And
Yeah.
we both are just constantly hearing if Emily is going to like wake up. Like, I remember when I used to come, I think I developed that habit. I still knock, I don't ring the bell.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because when I started coming, Emily would not sleep at all. So I think then came where like y'all also got a little more settled in. So I think at least for us, we get a very close insight into that.
Yeah.
Like now Emily speaks like full
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Emily
very
loves
cool.
Vivian, by the way. Vivian is very good with kids. You have a nephew, no?
Yeah, I have a nephew.
So Emily loves Vivian, and Vivian used to have long curly hair. And then there's a musician called Royce who I do tempo time with. So when Royce came in, Emily thought that
Yeah.
was Vivian. So she became best friends with Royce. Royce is also good with kids. Also, I want to ask you, Nishant, like you have seen my whole journey. Not just like season 2, like you've seen 10 years of like everything. What have you observed, Nishant? In general, not just me, like the whole scene and everything.
I think about the whole scene, a lot of things have changed a lot. I think in 2016, 17, I think things were just like popping. I think people have just started becoming famous. There were like not too many brands and all like around. Like the industry was like very cruel also. Like if the audience is not liking something, they would just like
Be quiet.
Yeah. But I've seen like a very interesting thing. I don't know if that's happening now or not, but at that point, because the scene was not that big, there were not too many venues also.
Yeah.
So I've seen so many people doing like these trial shows and the open mics and all. Even in fact, as I was saying earlier also, like how Chai Time was also like an experiment to just, okay, let's see how it goes. You know, like general fun quiz show that Kanis did. It's also like really, really amazing. But now when I look back and look at the production quality and the sound quality of that, I'm not too happy with that. Even with Chai Time.
Yeah.
But I think that's the journey and that's what I have seen. I think that I'm also like learning, I'm like doing something, I'm learning, and I'm seeing like everyone failing like so much.
Yeah.
Like I've seen so many amazing comedians doing like show for like 5 people or 10 people at Hive.
Yeah.
There was that small room
Correct.
where I remember like seeing Karunesh also like so many times.
Yeah.
And he was so funny. We used to laugh so much. But because he was not famous at that point, so he was not able to like sell so many tickets. But I remember like all those like amazing times from Hive and Coco Club. I think it was great. And that's what I think it has changed quite a lot.
Yeah.
With you also, in fact, I want to ask, because when you also try your material, when you go to like a open mic, you don't go to open mic anymore. You do.
I do.
You do open mic also. Okay. Your trial shows and open mics, and when something is not working, how do you accept that? Like like, what's the process in your head emotionally that this joke is bad, I am writing bad, like what is it happening?
To be honest, I don't think because I've been doing it for so long, I can make any joke work. I think now it's not working because I've outgrown the audience, which really messed me up when I was writing Tomfoolery. Because I was like, I know this is an interesting point and subject, but why is the audience? Then it hit me like, oh my God, they don't care about this. Okay. And I'm not. And if I made like then to save the show, I would make like a more like, surface level, just basic skill of comedy. And they used to laugh. So I'm like, okay, so it's not the skill, it's the subject matter. So the new issue I have is I can't, and also what's really changed is the audience. The audience is far more exposed. And back in the day, I had a general audience. They're we come for general comedy. Now audience knows what they want, which is like a very good thing. Like they're like, I want political humor.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a Varun Grover or a Azim. I want like darkish jokes. I'm going to go for this comic. I want like dirty jokes. I'm going to go for this.
Yeah.
So I've had to tell myself like stop being generalist and be more like specific. And it's a very tough. It's like asking your parents to spend on themselves because for 5 decades they have saved. Now you're like go on a vacation. They're like, "Arey, this is a waste of money." So it's that only like I constantly remind myself that. I keep saying like, why would they care? Why would they care? But then I just put my foot down. I was like, I'm just going to talk about being 30s, being married, my parents getting older. And then one open mic, I saw 4 30-year-olds and they were like all 19-year-olds. And I'm saying the joke and all the 19-year-olds are like, not their fault. They just don't relate to it.
Yeah.
And I looked at 30-year-olds, they're like just dying. I was like, oh, okay, this is the problem. And then I had to start doing more trial shows, I was very against that before because I thought that's a bad comic. Like obviously your fans would laugh at everything, but now you can't do that, unfortunately. Like you actually have to perform to your audience, not fans, because now when I do trial show, 30-year-olds are coming or really open 20-year-olds are coming, and or 60-year-olds are coming. So then now when I perform, now they get everything, dude. Like now I can make some really messed up jokes. They like it. Back in the day, I used to never do that. Now I see some really wild stuff. So coming to this, I have some quick questions for you from your perspectives. Like you can give a sound perspective, you can give a manager perspective, producer perspective, hot boy perspective, video perspective. What is one thing that people assume about your job that's completely wrong?
Okay, everything.
Yeah.
So I think in sound there's like so many things, sound and music also. Like sound design is one part of it. Sound mixing is something else. Mastering is something else. Then
Good.
background score is something else.
Oh.
And songs are something else. Some people assume sound design is also part of background score.
Got it.
So sometimes people have sent me to do the sound design of a video, and they're like, "Isme like in music nahi hai." Then I had to like explain to them that music is not part of sound design. It's something else. So I think a lot of these things like sound, like in fact when we used to do these vlogs, that's my favorite thing after chai time. I think what we have done together.
Yeah.
Because in the vlog there's more scope of like creating interesting sound. Because you are just going around shooting with the camera.
Correct.
There's no sound recordist with you.
Correct.
And you are just giving me the audio of probably the lapel mic and the shotgun mic.
Yeah.
And then in the post we can do so much by adding like interesting
Like for
sounds.
example, I shot like a sky and it was like thundering. And obviously the sound was very... So Nishant added like light rain and the thunder sound. And I didn't even realize...
Drizzling and all.
Yeah, he created like a soundscape for the vlog. And I was like, brother,
So that
only
is
you
sound
and I
design.
will appreciate that.
So that is sound design, and that's what most people don't understand, the difference between designing and mixing. Like designing is like how in the films, like this is exactly what happens. They are just recording the dialogues over there. They're not really recording anything else.
Yeah.
They probably record the ambience later if they want to use it like to create the room noise and stuff. But this is the whole process of sound design, which most people don't get at all.
Yeah.
But another 15 years we'll be fine.
Another 15 years. Something that you're wrong about your field?
I think for production, again, a lot of it, because it's such a vague term as well.
Yeah.
Like a lot
You
of...
cannot do everything, no?
I mean, you sort of like, depending on the project, supervise everything or have a say in everything, which is what I really love about it as well. But it is like, a lot of people do ask me, so what exactly does this mean? Like if you get a producer or production credit, then what does it mean? Because even in films, there are like so many different kinds of producers. There's like an EP and a CP. And so like, who does what? I feel like it's still pretty vague. And I just say I do everything. And there's also a little bit of like confusion between what does a manager do and what does a producer do? Because a lot of people just assume that, okay, if someone's coming to do a show with us at Grin or something, it automatically means that we manage the comic. But obviously that's not what we do. So Yeah, I'm also still figuring this out.
No, but that's also another lovely thing about all these guys is that they never, not once have told me like, this is not my job. Like, you guys care about the final product. Even to a point where like, I think at the taping, we were just discussing the monitor for me. And technically, as a sound person, Nishant was like, the monitor has to be right in front of me. But then we were discussing, the camera guys were all going crazy, like, how can we have that? Then Nishant was like, it's fine. I noticed that Nishant, like, he pushed it to the side. Because Nishant took an L, because he's like, okay, 6 people are getting bothered by this monitor. Like, because he cares, he kind of understood the priority of this situation.
But that's also one thing, in fact, I want to thank you for that, because I think over the years, the kind of skills that I have also developed because of working with you and also working with Piyush, looking at all the social media, then the pre-production, post-production, working in like different films, ads and everything. Like I have also seen you like learning so many things on the go, like how you say that you also know how to edit also, then you have to write also, then you have to look at everything else, you know. So I think that's one thing that I have like really learned from you, that, you know, like learning new things should be the student. You should always be the student. Keep
problem
learning.
solving becomes very quick then.
Yeah, because even, so for example, if right now if I'm working with a team, if I don't know the basics of Premiere Pro, if I have to explain it to someone, I can't just be like something that has to be done on After Effects, I'm expecting them to do on Premiere Pro. So that's like really important to know the softwares, to just like learn new things.
Yeah, at least sometimes when we work with somebody and they said they can't do it, I know if they're actually talking about a genuine limitation or they're just being lazy. Then when so I think Erushka says something, I'm like, oh, actually that's true, they can't do that. Let's give them an alternative. It makes everything. Also, back in the day I did that because then I didn't get scammed. Because sometimes this sound guy in some small cafe will be like, oh, ye nahi hai, so we can't do it. Then I'll go behind. I'll think, we can't do this. Why are you being difficult? You just have to put it here. He's like, oh, okay.
I think also for a lot of us, because like we've not gone to like, I don't know, like a film school or something. Everyone just sort of like picked up stuff.
Hands-on and learned stuff.
And from each other. Like so much of what I know about like cameras and sound is just by seeing that, okay, this is how you do it, this is how you switch it on, and these are the cameras and these are the features.
And I feel it's also about like just asking for help also at the right time. Like I'm also, like when I moved to Bombay, I actually didn't know like too many people here. So I in fact messaged most of the sound engineers at the different studios. And in fact, my first kind of like an internship was at Yash Raj, because I just messaged this guy and he spoke to me. He was the chief over there, Shantanu Hudlikar, and very sweet guy. And people like around me, they were like, no, he's a very rude person, you know, do this and that. So I was like, it's fine, it's my experience, you know, because I'm gonna message him. And he invited me for lunch and he showed me the studio. I couldn't really go. I wanted to go to Berkeley to study, but obviously I didn't have like a lot of kidneys or money, so I couldn't really go. But so when I got there, he's like, you know, don't work here, but just come here and learn whatever you want, because I know that you have like some more better things for yourself. Don't just limit yourself. And at that point, I was like, okay, this is a very bad advice that he's giving me. Maybe he doesn't want me to work. Maybe I'm not good enough. But then he gave me access to the entire studio. Like there was like Neve 88 RS, which is like a huge ass, you know, sound console over there. All the microphones, all the guitars, and I saw like all the recordings happening over there. And I just made it like my school. I was like, okay, I really want to learn, and I have access to this. I'll keep working somewhere. I'll keep making money, and you know, but I just want to keep learning. And that's my approach even now. Like when I'm working with anyone, I'm working on a couple of feature films right now. Like that's my approach when I'm sitting with the director or the producer, you know, just to like be open to the idea of what they know better than you. And that's what like I think you have like really changed my perspective.
Thanks, Nishant, for giving me 3 compliments so far. None of them backhanded. Like this guy. Thank God I was not called an aloo. No, like in Tempo Tantrums also, we were discussing budget to tape. And then Namit was like, I need a producer. And then Erushka was like, what does the producer do? And Namit was like, no, then I can focus on this. And then Erushka was like, I'll only do it then. And then I was like, Erushka, but then I know what she does. So I was like, but who's going to do that? It's like, no, I've got a live producer, so they'll take care of that. So that's also like great that everybody's like, oh, okay, I don't know, but I think I'll take a leap at it.
Yeah, I think same like what Nishant said for me, even on the job. When I started managing you also, I was very scared because of the extent of
I'm very demanding.
In terms of the live tour and how much there is production wise as well. And I was just like, hey, I don't like. I remember telling you this. I was like, hey, I can learn anything quickly.
Yeah.
If it's possible to learn, I don't technically know this stuff, but I'm willing to.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what's happened throughout, even with the podcast, with everything.
Yeah.
Sort of learning on the go. And then, I think I really love that. And I owe that to you, that I've learned so much since
See,
I've started this.
this is a wonderful comment.
Kanan messaged me sometime back and he's like, hey, I just want to come over to your studio. I just want to sit with you.
Yeah.
And just like know how to do the mixing and all, because I think he's also trying to make some music and all.
Yeah, he loves all that.
And I was like, dude, this is how you should approach life in general. Just be open to like learning new
stuff.
things. And except if you don't know something, just ask people. There are people who will tell you things.
Yeah.
And
But to be honest, it's also, people are very mean also.
yeah, that's also true. But that's what I'm saying. Like when I moved here,
Yeah.
if I had that thought in my head,
Correct.
I would not send those messages to so many sound engineers.
True.
I would have sent messages to probably 50 people.
Yeah.
30 of them replied, and
Yeah.
15 of them met me actually.
That's like my instant way of knowing someone's a dick. Like recently we had some shoot and I'd asked about this thing because this person was an expert at it. I won't name them. And they like mocked me. Like they laughed and said, no. And I was like, I'm not asking you another question. Because bro, I'm just trying to get to know your industry. You don't have to be... Okay, so the next question is, what is the most stressful thing about doing Simple Ken?
Being here today.
Yeah. Nothing else.
Really?
It's only today. Yeah.
I'm glad that there's no stress. Vivian, you actually do a lot of heavy lifting.
No, I think just data management. Because
That's
again,
tough.
That's tough because
Costs are going up, Vivian.
man,
They are very
SSDs
expensive.
are too expensive.
Apple just increased the price by 40% yesterday.
And you guys don't delete anything.
We don't delete anything.
I also don't delete anything.
Yeah. We don't delete, we don't forgive, we don't forget.
That's the mantra we live by.
Yeah. Because I mean, Vivian also knows, you never know some random comic will like, hey, you have that video of my...
I'm telling
It's a good
people,
t-shirt for a director.
Yeah. Never delete, never forgive, never forget. What guest made you the most nervous? Who's the most chill? I think personally I was most nervous about Kunal because I've never spoken to like a big Bollywood figure. And Kusha also. Because I was like, even though we are chill, I didn't want her to feel... I don't know, because she must have a defensive appreciation to a comic. So I just wanted to make her feel comfortable.
And who was the most chill one for you?
For you, yeah.
Most chill, almost everybody. I think John Marco was super chill.
Yeah.
Rowan was like so easy.
Yeah.
Kanan always chill. Karthik, though, you could see how my eyes. By the way, people were like in the comics, because first episode Tracy, second was Karthik. They're like, Kenny looks happier talking to Karthik than his own wife. What's one disaster that almost happened this season?
I don't think that was I don't want to jinx it.
No? No? There's no
last
disaster.
few
I think we'll find out once you edit this one.
That Erushka's been whispering this whole time. Yeah, right. Hell no. Okay, this is easy. Favorite thing about Simple Ken?
I love the solo episodes.
Yeah?
I think I'm the only one.
Yeah.
But I really love
Why do you
them.
like the solo one?
I think it feels like a therapy session to me, which I can't afford. I mean, I can afford, but yeah. I'm just saying, I think it just feels, because I also know you as a person for like a long time. So it's just like a good insight to know what's happening in your life and everything. I think,
I think we should do it, Vivian. Like, we'll do like a membership thing. So we don't annoy the people who don't want it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing, Vivian? Hopefully it's not backhanded.
No, but
You don't give me too much feedback.
No, but I think one thing I actually like is when you get new guests, even we get to interact with someone new. Because like the scope of work that we have is usually the similar kind of stuff. Like if I'm shooting mostly stand-up or like... So it was very nice to see even when Karthik came that, oh, someone's talking about bikes so passionately. And again, you are also responding the same way. Even Jean Marco was so fun because that was the first time I saw a comic from like some other country speaks so passionately. Like I didn't know so many things about comedy, also because it's relatively new here. But he was like, dude, there are clubs there which are these kind of clubs. You can do only this kind of humor.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're only observant, there's so much to learn. So that I think I enjoyed it.
I think Shreemayee said once, you said the vibe of the...
Yeah, I love how relaxed it is because usually when you shoot, it's like a 12-hour day and you have to save money, you have to shoot like multiple episodes at the same time, and then there's always like someone late and like some food has not come on time, or you have to order more stuff or something. And there's so many people and everyone's doing their own thing. So I just really, really love that this is so chill. You just come and then
You hang with Emily.
You hang with Emily. Yeah, I know.
For me, it feels like that painting actually. Yeah, that's what it is for me. Because I remember the one episode I think you did in Bangalore in your garden.
Yeah.
First season. It was so amazing. I think it was during the pandemic.
Yeah, it was during the pandemic.
That was such a nice and chill episode.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's also that you care more about just the guests and their comfort and what they want to say. And it's not about, like you said, getting a viral moment or anything of that sort. It's just you having a conversation and them just saying what they want to say.
Yeah.
And I think that's great.
That was also the purpose of the show, that because I work with so many producers and brands and clients, I'm always like a slave to a new boss and new standards. And I was like, one show I just want to do whatever, and there's no like too much end goal. Okay, like just video has to get these many views or these many shares or subscribers have to go up, and that's really paid off. Like the Simple Can audience is very sweet, and they all have different reasons why they like it.
I think if you get a brand, they'll cancel you. They're like, this is our thing, don't get anyone. This is our thing.
Speaking of cancel, last question. Extreme opinion about podcast or comedy scene.
Let's ask the legend.
Vivian is like 10 opinions. Okay, just one quick one. See, Vivian, you're editing this episode.
No, but I'm genuinely thinking, because I mean that's a very heavy question.
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone else I'll think of it.
I like how you're looking at me because you know I have many.
Oh, I'm curious what you picked.
I think there are too many podcasts right now, and we shouldn't have any except unless they're getting me to produce it, in which case do all of them.
Too many game shows also.
Yeah.
Unless you're getting me to produce it, in which case great.
Too many game shows.
Yeah.
I would say not too many original game
shows. Correct.
I would love to see an original concept for a game
100%.
show. Yeah. Erushka, do you have any?
No, I think similarly, firstly, I don't think everyone should have a podcast.
Yeah.
Like, also because as a comic, I think comedy is you having like a stage to kind of tell your story. And podcasting is also a lot about being a good listener.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just feel that everyone doesn't necessarily need to have a podcast.
I feel a lot of people are becoming more and more fake.
Yeah.
A lot of comedians.
Yeah.
Could be because of their personal journey and because of...
Or they're fake.
Or they are fake, or they're becoming something else because of the pressure from everywhere else.
Yeah.
That you can't joke about this, you can't joke about that.
Yeah.
But a lot of comedians are also like not aware at all that we are also seeing recently.
Yeah, that's also my extreme opinion, that I think there's no hygiene in comedy anymore.
Yeah.
Back in the day, there was some hygiene, like we talk to the audience a certain way, or we talk about a brand a certain way, or now there's like whatever gets me the money, whatever gets me the views, and I'm like, that's kind of sad. Like that's not what... I mean, there should be some sort of like internal... It could be your subjective kind of moral compass or taste, but I don't see anything. Like one comic will do something and completely a weird thing the next day. Like there's no consistency.
But I think it's becoming more about the comedian than the jokes.
Fair. That's a good point. Yes.
Earlier, I think when I used to watch stand-up, it was only about the jokes or the storytelling
the
and everything.
experience,
Yeah. Now it's more about the like how I'm feeling, like my perception of this comedian on Instagram and everything.
Yeah.
So it's becoming more and more about their personality than the jokes itself.
True.
Yeah, I think also like when like a lot of us started out in like chai time and everything, I think it was still like a scene at that point, and now it's like an industry.
Yeah.
And that has its like pros and cons and
You
all
get
of that.
to produce podcasts.
Yeah, I mean, get money, it's great. But there is a difference from what it was in 2016, 17.
Fair. So, guys, that brings us to the end. These guys were worried if we'll be able to talk. Now I have to cut it short. But this has been amazing. This was Vivian. If you want to get any editing done, he's great. If you want any podcast produced or just need a honest criticism, Erushka is my manager, so you can't take her. But if you want to reach out to her and get guidance on how to get in this industry, and Nishant, when he's not flying across the world and wooing women and playing instruments and playing people, he's open to talk about sound and raise awareness on how important good sound
that's
is.
very, very important.
Yes, and some quick announcements. So Simplecan's going to take a small 6-month break, but 2 Times of People is going to branch out for its own thing. We're going to do episodes September onwards, hopefully. And so thank you. You guys have shown so much love for it. So that'll continue. Take a small break, come back with something new. Thank you for watching. And if you have more questions, please put it on Simplecan Instagram page or in the comments. And if you want to hear the audio version, it's on all audio platforms except Doordarshan, because Nishant was talking about
They
stuff.
still work in mono.
Yeah, we only do stereo.
No, they don't. I'm just kidding.
Stereo master. Thank you so much. See you again next time. Bye bye. Tata. See you. Bye bye. Bye bye.